Bitcoin on the daily, third consecutive up day in a row. And yes, they're calling him the White Swan. That's Mr. Trump. After he dodged a bullet on Saturday, Bitcoin is nearly up 10% off the low here. And really 10,000 points off the macro low. What could be the macro low for Bitcoin coming in at 53,300. And I'm going to be going over exactly my targets here and how I'm going to be evaluating the market going forward, because we are, at a critical place right here in Bitcoin price action. And well, is it going to be price go up or price go down? And despite nearly getting his ear blown off, the White Swan, Mr. Trump, will be speaking in Nashville later this month at the biggest Bitcoin conference of the year. After the failed assassination attempt and injuries, it does say Trump is still scheduled to speak in person at the crypto event. So any kind of bullish news surrounding Mr. Trump's recovery, comments on crypto, probably going to be bullish for Bitcoin, and did, apparently pulls Bitcoin off the lows here as Trump has declared himself, the crypto president. He said he's pro-crypto, even accepting crypto donations and vowing to make self-custody a right for American citizens. Meanwhile, I saw an interview from Gary Cardone, who said that he was surprised to see, Stanford Endowment, one of the largest endowments in the world, allocated 7% of their portfolio to Bitcoin. So, perilous times here, times that we should all be paying close attention. Again, when the price gets boring, price go down. Well, sometimes that often creates one of the best buying opportunities. And that's what we spoke about last week. This Wyckoff accumulation spring. I wish I had the chart up here. Oh, here it is. What we could have been witnessing is the spring of the Wyckoff accumulation schematic here. And that would be the lows, the higher low, the bullish divergence. And, going back to, what we had said all along here is that bullish divergence on the daily time frame was likely to be the very first indicator that we were going to get some upside price action. And that is when the RSI is making higher lows and the price is making lower lows. So again, that bullish divergence off the lows, price making lower lows as the RSI is making higher lows. Always a tongue twister on that bullish and bearish divergence, but very, very powerful tool. And just generally, here's what I'm looking for Bitcoin to do is make a leg all the way up. And we did say last week, we're probably going to get that free ride up to 60,000. Now we've broken above it. If we did see some volume come in here, that would be more convincing. On the daily time frame, we have also regained the white 200 simple. So if you do see a big volume candle print here, like a bright green or, specifically a bright green or blue in this zone, that'll, give me more of the idea. We're probably going to tag the liquidity at the top side here, coming in at, call it $72,000 or 72,300, which does line up with Hyblock capital. Looking at the liquidation levels here, or more specifically, the heat map. The first heat map signatures, the bright yellow, which, by the way, there's a link in the description below if you want to get the, some kind of discount membership, whatnot. There is a link here. You can get access to the institutional charts here. Okay. Back into it. It's very tiny writing. So 67,300. 67,300 is where this heat map is coming in. And then above there is likely to be the next leg higher, back up to the $72,000 pivot, which is pretty light. And there is a ball liquidity down here, still down at 54,000. And, we're not out of the woods yet. And one of the things I noticed this morning was the CME futures gap. I would say it looks like a professional gap up to me at the moment. But the CMEs are the ones is what is had me a little bit more on the bearish side as the 5-day volatility signature, you know, kind of just, well, we're still on the lows for CMEs and we'll cross up above 67,700. So back above 67,700 on the 5-day time frame, which if we do close this 5-day anywhere above this high volume candle, this will look like a macro low. And likely set the price, you know, in motion for some upside action. And, you know, the bears are about to get squeezed pretty hard. That's a point for the bulls there. The daily time frame. So again, we got this gap coming in here. You know what the theory is behind the gaps. They like to get filled. So as long as price doesn't start closing back below this gap here on CMEs, generally expecting a, you know, a glide onwards and upwards to about 67,500. That probably going to be in line with your 618, 786, right in the middle of the sand there, right in the middle of the sand. So one more throwback down is not out of the woods yet, and another higher low would look good. In fact, we were hoping for a little bit more downside, and you know, the market isn't going to go straight down. And with the Trump Swan event here at the end of the year and stock market making new all-time highs, generally any bullish news on Trump getting elected, which I think he's pretty much got it in the bag now, is going to be bullish for markets. You know, the market likes when Trump's in office. They think he's going to make good financial decisions for the stock market, for Bitcoin, for the economy in general. Trump in office, they're pricing it in. You know, they're pricing it in. Checking in on Ethereum, TP1 and TP2 targets are there, and TP3 at the top there. A bunch of the trades firing off in the Discord there. They're before I forget, we're partnering with Blowfin. No KYC if you want to start some trading and join our community. Blowfin is one of our preferred exchanges out here, and that was the last show of the day, guys. I think Ethereum, again, let's take a look at the ETH Bitcoin chart to give us an idea on where we are at. And we need to come out of this range with a resolution to the upside for ETH to continue onwards and upwards, in my opinion, or at least to outperform Bitcoin, which, if we look at the stochastic, is pointed to the upside. We've got low volatility seeming to bounce off the trend lines here. And generally, as long as momentum is to the upside here, you'd expect this to, you know, continue onwards and upwards. More specifically, as long as we don't close below here with volume, below that 200 simple, Ethereum's looking good here and looking even better here. For Mr. ETH. And generally, I'd say that 3660 is the line in the sand back above there, bullish, as long as we're below there, kind of making those lower highs. So this is looking like a nice recovery, a nice white swan event. And if we can keep the momentum to the upside, I'm going to start to flip around to being more bullish here. And, you know, again, the daily downtrend, don't fight the daily downtrend, don't fight the daily uptrend. So what did we get? We had a lower high and a lower low. That was your reversal, and it just bled it out all the way down to 53,000. Now we are about to make our first higher high on a wick basis already, and on a closing basis, as long as we close above 62,300. There's our higher low and higher highs proceeding. And volatility is still on the decline here, so we want to see it tick up here any day now. Otherwise, if we do see something like this, a rejection, a close back below the green 55, you know, that's when, you know, this is going to look like a bit of a trap. And you know where the traps like to get set? At the 0.5 and the 618. We are right between the 0.5 and the 618. So this is where a trap can be set. This is where it's time to be careful, time to pay attention. Make sure you stick around, smash the like button, and join us in the next one. Also noting economic data coming out this week. Not much on the headlines. Building permits on the 17th. And then there was some jobs data Jobs numbers are coming out this week. It seemed like a pretty light week, so we'll have to see how earnings do for the stock market. Continuing jobless claims coming on the 18th, so that's Thursday, and I think that was the biggest event of the week, unless building permits blow it out of the water here. Tomorrow is retail sales and the little red book, whatever that thing is. Business inventories. Yeah, nothing too much on the heat map. So it'd be nice to see Bitcoin glide its way onwards and upwards. We've reclaimed the $60,000 level, and so the next level is going to be the mid-range, which if we go back to our range, let's see, back to the range here, 0.5 coming in at 65.6. So that is, probably a free ride up there. And if we reject there, show any kind of weakness, that's when, you start to see the warning signs or warning lights flash. And other than that, I'm going to leave you guys with that. I hope you have a blessed and highly favored rest of your week, and I will see you in the next one. Take care.